Alright gang, welcome back to Vintage Survival here on Szpakowo. It is now August. We're going to be doing some drilling today, and we do have one field to harvest today as well. That's pretty much all we got going on today. So we're going to do some other things around the yard. Maybe look into that mower again for the for the grapes here. I've talked about that for, I don't know, a handful of episodes now, and we haven't really done anything with that, but that's okay. We'll get to it whenever we get to it, right? How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. At the time of this recording, the brand new Saturday series with my friends Rusty Money Gaming and Crestu has just released, so for whatever reason you have not watched that yet, highly recommend you go check that out. It's going to be a fun one. It's a competitive one-tile challenge with the guys, so had a little bit of a rough start, and what I mean by rough start is all three of us had to kind of restart for a couple of different reasons, not really anything that we specifically need to get into, but is a later time period start on the first episode. But it went well. I think we're going about it as well as we possibly can. Everyone seems to be going slightly different. I think Rusty and Crestu are kind of taking a very similar approach. I'm going a little bit different. At least initially, I'm going a little bit different. Learned a few things in the past, right? So I'm trying something based off of the items that I learned and doing it the first time from a competitive series. And well, not to give any spoilers away or anything, but I did waste a little bit of money on some decoration type of stuff just to make the yard look a little bit better overall. So if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend you go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. So that series will be released once a week. That's all we're doing. We're allowing ourselves an hour of actual record time and then 30 minutes of off-camera work if we need it. So an hour and a half, basically, per episode is what we're allowing ourselves to do. And we'll be recording them on Tuesday. So I will do the best I can to get it edited in the same day, or if not the same day, the next day. So those of you who are members have that early access to check it out early if you want to. Other than that, hope everyone's doing well. Things are progressing here, gang. We are getting close to the end, as I mentioned. So we have to do the drilling here. We've got our, I think it's a wheat field. This field here is ready to harvest, but I think it's a wheat field. Yeah, wheat field. Wheat field's ready to harvest. So we're going to do that today as well. Probably put in another canola field as well. We've got to get the straw up. I kind of forgot about that. We've got the straw to pick up today as well. So it's going to be a very, very busy day. Let's put it that way. Once again, another busy day. And we'll see, right? If we need to do 2 episodes in August, we need to do 2 episodes in August. It just, it's going to depend. Now, I am still dealing. I know I feel like I'm a broken record here, but I am still dealing with this cough, this excess from the sickness here. Medicine I'm on, they are kind of... They don't know for sure what it is, but they're kind of treating me for a type of pneumonia, basically. So I'm on a lot of stuff, and I can't seem to get rid of this cough. So there's definitely going to be probably still some jump cuts randomly. I do that sometimes already, but there's going to be probably a little bit more than you're used to sometimes, or just at a random situation when I'm in the middle of talking to you because the cough starts and I can't really stop it for a little while. So just want to prepare you for that and warn you about that. It's not because I screwed something up. Well, I could have, I guess, but it's not really because I screwed something up. It's because this cough, I had a coughing fit that I had to stop, and I didn't want to blow your eardrums out. So, anyway. So, hopefully you're doing better than me, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. That was a long-winded, hopefully you're doing better than me. So, once we get around, I guess, one more time here, I'm going to throw this on a worker. Then we're going to begin the harvest. We might do the entirety of the harvest. I'm not sure yet. More than likely, we probably will. And then we'll kind of work on the straw from there. And just kind of tying up some, loose ends here on this series, right? So the series is sadly coming to an end. It is time, though. We'll have something new out as soon as this is over. Like I said, we're willing to do the whole year here if we need to. But we may not. It may end here once we're done with all of the harvests. We are going to be running this series, ending this series, I guess I should say, as a working farm. So in other words, I'm not going to be selling everything off just to see how much money we got. We're not going to be focused on that. We're going to leave this as a working farm. That's the reason why we're drilling stuff right now. If we were going to be selling everything off, we would not be drilling anything right now. And that was just kind of an agreement between all of you, right? I asked for your input and your thoughts, and in the comments, that's seemed to be the most commented thing, was they wanted this to continue as a working farm when we end this series, and rather than selling everything just to see how much money we made. All right, I'm going to get down here to the end here. There's not going to be a whole lot left for the worker to do, but, you know, we're going to do it anyway. Let's just start it now, because I'm missing bits there, so they can go around and take care of that. I took care of the most important portion, which was, you know, making sure we got kind of a headland pass around the beehives here done, because that was going to be really the most important thing. So, already got the harvester out. Just got to hook it up here to the header, and head on across the street, and we get started on the harvest here as well. So lots and lots of straw. Probably what's going to end up happening with that straw, well, I don't know. I was going to say I'm probably just going to put it into our silage pole, but I don't know. Might not. I might just bale it up and then just go sell it outright as bales. I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess, as we move along, but so this field's got to be harvested. We've got to pick up the straw on these two fields here. I think that's all that we had straw-wise, I think. And then obviously this field, but we don't necessarily have to pick up the straw on this field today if we don't want to. It's going to be a lot of straw today. A lot of straw. Now, more than likely what I'm going to do with the straw now that I thought about it, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm having a brain fart, gang. Apologize, but we're going to take the straw, put it into the hat production. I don't know what I'm thinking. The straw needs to go into the hat production. Ignore everything I just said. We're not going to go and sell the straw. Put it into the hat production. A little baby goat right there. Or, yeah, look at him. Just hanging around. There's a couple. There's a teenager running over there as well. Interesting. Anyway. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do with the straw. I'm not going to go sell the straw outright, so whoops. You can tell it's been a couple of days, and I'm not all 100% there from this sickness. I literally tried to take a bit of a break, so I apologize for those of you that are members, because they did early access to videos, right? There hasn't been as much out there for you to watch, because I was trying to get better, and it didn't work, clearly, but I was trying. So here we are. One other thing we need to do that I haven't done yet is start our stone production over there. Well, I say our stone production. It's already started, but start the the belt system for the stones, so we can make sure that we get that under control there, and then actually going into our line production, which will in turn make us more money, right? So I think once I get around the headland pass here, I'm actually going to throw this onto a worker. I know that we didn't really do a whole lot of the harvest here, but I'm going to do that anyway and allow the worker to continue on. And like I said, we may take over for him, or her, but we got a couple other things we need to get under control here, and we need to get that straw going, like I mentioned, right? So I guess one other thing we could do, another option we could do is make a change instead of doing the bales, although I don't really think I want to at this point in the series, but we could make a change, I guess, and get a loading wagon or a forage wagon. That might be an easier approach, but, you know, we're not going to do that. All right, so let's jump over to here. We got goat cheese to sell as well, but we're not going to sell that today. We'll wait till probably the last episode before we sell all that. All right, boom, underway. Perfect. Make me some money. Okay, so let's jump into the Volvo, and we'll hook up to the baler, and we'll head on over across the street there, and start picking up all the straw from the last episode, and start baling all of that. Then we're going to bring the front loader over there and get the bales up on a trailer of some sort, and then we can bring it back here to the straw hat production. Still have plenty of twine in here, so no concern there. We do have a lot more eggs that spawned since the last episode, which is good. Definitely not a bad thing. When this worker's done doing the drilling here of the canola, we are just going to move the worker along and continue them to do more drilling of other fields. Evidently there was another headland pass there that was missed, I guess. But that's okay. It's close enough. So there's 3 fields up here of straw in it that need to be taken care of. I thought it was just those 2 for some reason. I don't know why I forgot about that, but I did, so... Quite a lot of straw happening. It's going to be happening here, I guess. But that's okay. Now, the replacement for this series is being worked on. As a matter of fact, my members do have access to what I'm thinking, at least, from yesterday's episode. It would have released yesterday's episode for the November Members series. My members also gain access to a Members series that happens once a month. And we have an actual running series that we do, but whenever it's time for us to think about or start working on a new series, we also kind of do that together. So they should, I have air quotes here, unless something drastic happened, they should already have a bit of an idea or access to what I'm probably planning to replace this. Now I'm going a little unorthodox here. I'm just kind of, I went across all 3 fields and now I'm working on this field. So we're just going to kind of go all around and all over the place here just to, you know, make it easier for ourselves. We're just going to keep driving straight when we can, instead of having to keep doing turnarounds and things like that. 'Cause this isn't the easiest thing to turn around in the world. So work smarter, not harder, if you will. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. I feel like a cough's getting ready to come here. So let's get going here on getting this straw up. Yeah, and I'll be back with you when we're done. All right, all the 3 straw fields here that we had to take care of are now done. The field that the worker was harvesting, they finally finished that. After numerous issues with that fence, I guess I didn't realize that the worker was going to be going the way that they were. I guess I should have put the fence on the line with the road. For whatever reason, I thought they were going to go the other way with it, so... oh well, too late now, I guess, but anyway... So they were having quite a few issues there, so I had to do another kind of a headland pass there to make sure I gave them enough room to turn around so they could stop getting stuck on the fence line that we put in. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Not too bad, right? We've got a lot of bales to pick up over here, so we're going to do that here in just a second. First things first, though, is we're going to run over here and kind of unload what we do have in here directly into the hat production. Instead of having to stack these up as well, we'll just go ahead and... Please? Thank you. So I guess it was just one. I thought there would be two that would pop out of there, but I guess it was just one. So we'll go ahead and put this away again. Did get into a coughing fit there, gang, so I feel like I'm going to have it again, so I apologize ahead of time if I have to, like I said, do a quick stop randomly in the middle of a conversation. Alright, so we'll drop that off there. We need to grab the trailer. And then, obviously, we got to bring the front loader over there. Or the skid steer. I don't know why I keep calling it a front loader. You knew what I meant. Let me get all this over there, and I will see you over there, and we'll start stacking up the straw to bring over here for the hat production. Alright, we're almost back here. I actually went ahead and started the worker as well on our little tea field, putting canola in there as well, kind of keeping the consistency there of the same type of fields and the same crop type in the same fields, if you will. In first-person view here in our skid steer, we haven't done this in a bit, so I figured, why not jump in here for a minute and check it out, drive over this way. I don't do first person all that often. I probably should do it a little bit more, but I do know a lot of people don't really enjoy watching in first person view, which I totally get, so but just personally, I probably should do it a little bit more than I do. Now the worker, I fully believe and feel like they're going to run into issues over here. They normally do with that T-junction type, or that T-field, I guess I should call it, not T-junction, the T-field. You know, we'll just have to play it by ear, I guess. As long as they get some of it done for me, that's going to help us in the long run, right? So I tried to position the trailer kind of somewhere centralized to most of the bales, so I don't have to drive as far. I feel like it was a pretty good amount of bales we got off these three fields. Not going to do it, but really if we were going to continue this series, I probably would combine the middle field there that's kind of small with one of these other two. I'm not sure which one I would do, but yeah, we're not going to be doing that at this point in the series. Alright, so I think I'm going to grab this one. We've got that one really far down there as well. I don't think we have anything else on this field, though. And we've got a couple more besides the one there in the distance that you see over there. There's two right there. I think that might be it, though. And the worker, as I mentioned, is stuck. No, they're not. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. To me, it looked like when we were driving up here that they were stuck on the side there. Interesting. I don't know why I thought that. It just looked like it from the angle. And that's normally what happens. They get stuck on the side there of the barn there. Easy, easy, buddy. You're trying to go a little bit too fast there. Perfect. I don't want to jinx anything, man, but I'm getting better at this whole stacking thing. How much I've been doing a lot of stacking, manual stacking. And a lot of people are just like, well, just get an auto load. Who cares? Yeah, you're right, I could, but I don't know. You're not going to get better at anything if you don't continue to do it, right? So that's really where I'm at. I feel like I'm getting a lot better at stacking of actual bales, but the pallets I'm still... Well, I guess the last couple of episodes of my Skyfin Aqua Farm series have done a little bit better, but that one episode was absolutely atrocious. But I mean, I think you're going to have that every once in a while, right? Things just don't stack up to how you expect them to, and then issues continue to happen because of that, because you're having an issue getting everything else on there because they're not stacked up properly. Now, I plan to, I'm going to kind of go back real quick here to the one-tile challenge, the competitive one-tile challenge that I'm doing with Rusty Money Gaming and Crestu. There were some mods that I would have liked to be able to utilize in this series, and really it just didn't pan out. We got far enough along where, you know, the size of them didn't really make sense to utilize any further. I'm going to be trying to utilize some of those, at least, in our competitive one-tile challenge early on, especially. So long as it makes sense and we all agree to that mod, I guess is how I should put it. But I'm going to be attempting to utilize some of those there. So, definitely some more vintage type of machinery that you'll get to see in that series early on. Probably will be an episode or two before we get to that point, but you get what I mean. So I'm excited for that. Because I do like old machinery. I've mentioned that a number of times. That's the main reason why we did this series, and that's the reason why the series ended up going as long as it has. I've mentioned that as well. I know I have. That my goal was really to do around 30 episodes on this series, and we are more than double that. So, alright, those are stacked up. We'll go take these back. I can get that skid steer back later on. Might even do one more field with canola. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm gonna let the worker continue doing their thing, though. They're making progress. There's still a lot left to do on that field, so we're gonna have to take over and clean it up for them. But they did get 2 fields done nicely for us. Probably be another day where I continue to say, oh, well, maybe we'll get a mower and mow up the grapes and then not proceed to not do that. I mean, we don't really need to mow them right now. They should be in a good spot, but next time we would, you know, after we would fell them and all that stuff, then at that point you probably would need to mow. But right now it's okay. It's not terrible. We're still getting a very, very high yield off of those grapes, which I'm excited to do the harvest for. I really am. We haven't done grapes in FS25 yet. We did them at FS22. I was almost going to say 23. It was 22, right? I don't know. Alright. The hat production is underway well with the straw now. So we're going to go wheel this on over here, put it away, if you will, and then we will kind of take over for the worker and finish up that canola field. Actually, scratch that. Scratch that. We'll put that there for now. I'm just going to put this over here kind of away, if you will. We're going to take the harvester and go unload into the mill. I think our chickens, let's do a quick autosave here just to make sure nothing happens to us, but I think our chickens are probably going to be okay because we gave them quite a lot of food last month. Yeah, they're still fine for a little while. Perhaps we should give them a little bit more wheat here. I don't think we need to give them a ton more wheat, but perhaps we should give them a little bit more. We need gas on this harvester pretty soon, so probably when we go harvest those other fields that are still remaining, we will likely head on up to the shop and grab some gas for this as well while we're there. I'm going to see if I can just unload a little bit here into our chicken coop. Again, I'm not going to put a ton in there because I don't think we need to. And really, it's probably going to max out here pretty soon anyway. Yeah, maybe we just max it out. I'm just going to max it out. It'll still leave us with 3,000-ish wheat. Oh, more than that. 4,500 wheat. Good. Alright, well then they're good. They're going to be good for the rest of the series then. We won't have to worry about them the rest of the series. I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should wait till I get past the mill. I always have issues with this with the mill. I always flip the thing. All right, we'll let that continue to unload, and then we're going to take over for the worker now at this point. The worker's got pretty far along. We need to probably do the rest of it here so that worker doesn't continue to run into stuff. Having said that, we are going to run into this stuff as well, but that's okay. We know how to maneuver it, and we don't get confused, I guess is how I should put it, like the worker does. All right, we're nearly done re-drilling this field, gang. Now, I don't think we'll be doing a second episode here in August. I think we'll be jumping to September. When September comes, I believe this one will probably be ready to harvest. These two, the sunflower and the cornfields, will not. They need another couple of months. So then we'll be able to get the straw up on the field we just harvested today. Probably re-drill these fields over here as well. More than likely what we'll be doing in the next one. Possibly mowing the field, the grass field too. We don't necessarily need to mow the grass field. That's kind of a as-needed basis right now, or during the winter months really is where we're at with that. But possibly. But if we're going to be re-drilling those 3 fields there, we probably won't have the time to do it, right? We're probably going to run out of time because we're almost out of time today. And we didn't even do as much as that. Well, I guess we did do 3 fields. We re-drilled 3 fields, so I guess I shouldn't say that, but we also won't have the straw to do in most of the months, right? We're going to have to do that other field that we harvested today next month, but other than that, we shouldn't have any more straw fields to worry about. So this is pretty much it. As soon as we get around this corner here and hit the rest of this, we're going to be done. Now, these fields are going to need to be sprayed. Now, the reason why I didn't plow these fields up, which is what I normally have been doing, is, you know, a couple of reasons. One, we haven't done any spraying in a while, so I kind of wanted to do a little bit of spraying. I've mentioned it before. A lot of people hate doing spraying. For whatever reason, spraying does not bother me. I like to do spraying, and I like fertilizer spreading as well. And a lot of people don't seem to enjoy that for some reason. But I do. So, you know, since we haven't done any spraying for a while, I thought, you know, this is a perfect time for us to incorporate some spraying. Now, one thing I'm noticing right now that I didn't pay attention to, evidently, we ran out of solid fertilizer, evidently, in the process here. So, there's going to be a small section there that doesn't have any extra fertilizer on it. But that's okay. We can take care of it, you know, off camera. I did not want to put that on a worker. I wanted to go into cruise control. We can put that on a worker. It's not that big of a deal. What? I'm not even talking straight. It's not that big of a deal. We can do this second application of fertilizer on that later on. We can just utilize, you know, small tires if we need to. But really, we probably should be able to hit that without even have to drive into the field. So what I'm trying to get at is we can take care of it. It's not that big of a deal. It wasn't really worth me driving all the way back here, filling up fertilizer to go all the way back there again just to touch up those small little areas. All right, Walter, go ahead, buddy, in your minivan. But that is going to be it for today, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button on the case you have yet to do so. Those things are free to do, and they help me out an absolute ton. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. Make sure you check out the other current series that are running. Make sure you check out the Discord. All of that, it's down below. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. You're absolutely the best. There's 10 of you now, which is crazy. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for your continued support. We'll see you next time.